We are on top of breaking news in that deadly fire at a multi-million-dollar mansion in Tampa, Florida. Just minutes ago, investigators revealed what happened when 4 members of the Campbell family were killed. Take a listen.
As you know, we've been working closely with the medical examiner's office to determine the identity of the bodies recovered, as well as the cause of death. At this time, we're ready to release that information. Regretfully, the bodies have been identified as that of Kimberly Campbell, Colin Campbell, Megan Campbell, and Darren Campbell. The sheriff's office and everybody involved expresses our sincere condolences to the family and friends of this family and this horrible tragedy. Based on the findings from the medical examiner and our investigation, this has been determined to be a murder-suicide. Darren Campbell, systematically with the gun that was registered to him, a 46-hour, systematically shot his son, his daughter, and his wife in the head. He then placed fireworks throughout the residence, used an accelerant to assist in lighting the fire, lit the fire, and then shot himself. At this time, we don't know the order this occurred, and I don't know if we'll ever be able to determine that. At this point, we also don't know why this occurred. We're continuing to conduct our investigation, interviewing family members, friends, associates, to see what could have led to this horrible tragedy. A number of things that we will confirm again is that the firearm used in this case was registered to Darren Campbell. We know that on Sunday, around 8 o'clock, he purchased the gas cans from a home improvement store. At 9 o'clock, give or take, he purchased fireworks from Phantom Fireworks. And then on Tuesday, he made 2 purchases of gasoline from 2 separate stores. We're not going to release those locations at this time. We're still working with our corporate headquarters to obtain any video that's possible. Again, we express our condolences to the family and encourage anybody that may have any information to please come forward to the sheriff's office.
And you heard it there. That's the press conference the police just held, and here we go. It's, you know what? They're piecing it together. Alina Machado, you've been all over it. You've been following the story from Miami. We have law enforcement analyst Mike Brooks here. Alina, you know, you got to credit the police with really getting this thing together, but they still, it seems, Alina, don't have a motive as to why this may occurred. Is there anything else that you know or anything that hasn't been covered in the press conference that you can add?
I mean, Joey, at this point, that's the big question. We have an idea now of what happened. Up until this point, we just knew that 4 people had been found dead inside this burning house and that this family, this Campbell family, had rented this house from James Blake. But until today, we had not had official confirmation that these were the bodies, in fact, that had been found. So now we know what happened, or at least what police think happened. They say they're going to be talking to family members. They're going to be looking at the financial records of this family to try to see if they can get a sense of what happened and why they believe Darren Campbell did what he did.
And you know what, Alina, I have confidence in that. And Mike, I'll tell you why. Because, you know, they've really been piecing this together. And you know, Mike, unfortunately, you've been involved in a lot of this, right? So what happens next here as they piece, as Alina says, together the other information, the records, speaking to other family members, speaking to friends? What else are they going to do, Mike?
His business associates, because he was a COO of a company, and they're going to be taking a look at the financials. You know, forensic accountants come in, take a look and see if there was any kind of problems there. You know, and what was the family dynamic? That's something else they're going to be taking a look at, that they can possibly interview friends, neighbors, that kind of thing, to see if there was something leading up to this, because he bought the fireworks on Sunday. Then he went and bought the gas, we hear from Hillsborough County Sheriff's. They were on 2 separate occasions, you know, at 2 different locations. So it's just so, on a Tuesday, and that's just so strange that he had planned this out. And then apparently, we don't know in what order, shot all of them in the head, set the fire, then shot him in the head, and then shot himself. It's just so tragic.
Exactly. And Alina, I assume also the children, they're innocent parties here. I mean, I would certainly suspect that the police would be all over speaking to maybe classmates or seeing what's going on. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet, Joey. I think authorities are going to be looking at every possible angle. We know that the people who knew these children, I know one of the friends spoke to an affiliate of ours, and basically he was shocked. He said he knew this family well, and that he never thought that that this could happen.
Oh, you've got to hurry, please. Just let
Okay, just calm down, okay?
This is so scary. Oh, my God.
Okay, where are you at right now?
I'm right in front of their house.
You're right in front of it?
Yes. Yes, please just send me by a truck.
That is gut-wrenching. You know, the loss of the Campbells is devastating for friends and family, as you might imagine. And here's the father of Kimberly Campbell remembering his loved ones.
She was a very vivacious young woman, had many, many friends, and was very, very energetic, I'll put it that way, very active and very devoted to the kids. And Colin, my grandson, was a pretty good ball player, and his dad and was very active in his support.
You know, the father was highly regarded. He was a COO with a technology company, an MBA from the University of Michigan. And let's watch as neighbors describe this nice family.
Son, I was really good friends with him. He hasn't done anything wrong ever. And the daughter, she was beautiful, and her parents were great people. It's just so bad that this happens.
Those close to the family say they had no money problems. In fact, the father took a whole year off of work to play golf. Doesn't that sound like there's a motive here somewhere? I just want to bring back in the dream team to have a discussion about this. And, you know, Seema, let's start with you. I mean, obviously, you hear the 911 tape, Seema, devastating for just the community at large. What's going on here?
Well, like you were saying, is there a motive? And that's something that always needs to be investigated, because while there's grieving and while there's the community getting involved, you still have to look at every angle. And whether there is a motive or not, we have to see.
And that's ultimately what we have to find out. But Mike Brooks, you tell us, take us through this. I mean, when you look at this case, what's going on here?
I mean, it's a seemingly...
No money problems,
no,
right? Everything there is in order. So what gives? Taking a year off to play golf? Who gets to do that?
Yeah.
So what happened?
There's something else going on here. We don't know the whole dynamic between the family members here. Everyone says that they were a seemingly perfect family. But I think they're going to have to get a forensic accountant, take a look at everything. And I'm sure this is what the police are doing now. Because, you know, they've got to find a motive. And you know, what was the reason for him to go out, buy these fireworks, buy these gas cans,
exactly.
And then the house catch on fire? You know, there's something going on here, because you never know what goes on behind closed doors.
You never do. And Darren, how many times have we heard about a family? They're the beautiful family. The neighbors love them. They're well respected, highly regarded. And then you have this. What gives?
Exactly. Yeah, you're reading my mind, Joey. and Mike is exactly right. Somebody's got to get in there forensically and start to peel away one layer at a time, because we've seen it so often that families that have a certain veneer of perfection, that veneer only covers up some really ugly stuff going underneath. So, yes, we've got to get involved and see what those motivations were, because obviously something tragic happened. And more than that, I think once we start digging in, it will become crystal clear exactly what drove this incredible, tragic series of events.
Exactly, Darren, because we never really know, right?
Nope.
Until we know.